In the world of modern technology, speed and responsiveness are everything. But how do apps actually keep up when millions of people click buy at the exact same time? Welcome to the complete visual guide to event-driven architecture with Azure. This isn't just a technical lecture, it's your blueprint for building software that's faster, smarter, and ready to scale. Over the next few minutes, we'll strip away the jargon to reveal the three musketeers of messaging, explore professional blueprints like PubSub and CQRS, and show you how to conquer real-world challenges like event storming. Whether you're a developer or just curious how the digital world moves so fast, stick around. By the end of this course, you'll be building systems like a pro. Let's dive in. Imagine you're a chef in the middle of a dinner rush. Every time a dish needs a pinch of salt, you don't walk all the way back to the massive pantry at the end of the hall. Instead, you keep a small bowl of salt right on your counter. That's caching. In the digital world, the pantry is a slow primary database, and the bowl on the counter is your cache. When millions of users are streaming, banking, or scrolling, we can't afford the latency, those tiny, annoying delays caused by fetching data from far away. By keeping a copy of popular data right next to the application in the Azure cloud, everything feels instant. It's not just about speed, it's a brilliant business move. It saves money by letting you use smaller databases, and it keeps your app from crashing during huge traffic spikes like Black Friday. When your cache hit ratio is high, it means the system is finding what it needs in the fast lane, keeping your users happy and your costs down. Deciding where your data lives is a bit like choosing between a private notebook and a shared whiteboard. First, there's local in-memory caching. This is the simplest approach because the data stays right inside the server's own memory. It is incredibly fast because there's zero network travel involved. However, it's isolated. If you have 10 different servers, they each have their own private notebook. If server A learns something new, server B is left in the dark. That's why larger systems prefer distributed caching. Think of this as a shared brain for the entire system, with Azure Cache for Redis as the gold standard. Every server talks to this central hub, so no matter which one a user hits, the information is always consistent and up to date. Finally, we look at what we're actually storing. We use data caching for general info that everyone needs, like a product catalog. For personal details like a shopping cart or login status, we use session caching. Together, these strategies ensure your app stays fast and your users stay synchronized. Ever wonder how data actually finds its way into a cache? It all comes down to the strategy or pattern a developer chooses to use. The most common method is the cache aside, often called the lazy loader. Here, the app simply looks aside to the cache first. If the data is there, great. If not, it fetches it from the database and saves a copy for next time. This keeps things lean because you only store what people actually ask for. Then we have read-through and write-through. In this setup, the application treats the cache as the boss. When you update information, it's written to the cache and the database at the same exact time. This guarantees that your data is always fresh and consistent. Finally, there's the write behind, our performance booster. This is perfect for high-speed actions like liking a social media post. The app updates the cache instantly so you see that heart turn red right away, while the database is updated quietly in the background a few moments later. It's all about creating a smooth, lag-free experience. When you're working in the Azure ecosystem, you have two superstars on your team, Redis and SQL. Azure Cache for Redis is the real heavy hitter. It stores data in memory for unbelievable speed. If you're just starting out, the basic or standard tiers are great, but the premium tier is where the magic happens. It offers geo-replication, which mirrors your data across the globe so a user in London gets the same lightning-fast response as someone in New York. Of course, speed is nothing without security. Azure protects your data using firewalls that only let trusted visitors in, and private links that keep your data tucked away in a secure tunnel far away from the public internet. But don't overlook the database itself. Azure SQL Database has a clever trick called result set caching. Imagine 10 people asking for the exact same complex math-heavy report. Instead of doing the hard work 10 times, the database does it once, remembers the answer, and hands it to the next 9 people instantly. It's about working smarter, not harder. While Redis is a superstar for data like prices and usernames, it isn't built for the heavy lifting of high-definition videos or large images. For that, we go global with a Content Delivery Network, or CDN. Imagine a student in London trying to watch a lecture stored on a server in Washington. Without a CDN, that file has to travel across the Atlantic, causing frustrating buffering. A CDN solves this by using edge servers. The first time that student watches the video, the CDN fetches a copy and stores it right there in London. The next 1,000 students get instant playback because the data is already local. Azure offers 2 ways to handle this. Azure CDN is perfect for static files like photos and PDFs. But if you want the luxury version, you choose Azure Front Door. It doesn't just cache files, it handles dynamic content like login pages and uses intelligent routing to send users to the fastest available server. If one server fails, Front Door automatically redirects traffic so the app never feels offline. Caching is truly the invisible engine that makes the internet feel instantaneous for millions of users worldwide. We've just completed a deep dive into the invisible engine of the modern internet, Azure Caching. We started with the basics, learning how caching acts like a chef's salt bowl to eliminate the pantry trip to a slow database. We explored the difference between local memory and distributed shared brains like Azure Redis, and mastered the patterns, from the lazy loader to high-speed right-behind strategies. Finally, we went global, seeing how CDNs and Azure Front Door bring content directly to the user's doorstep, no matter where they are in the world. By combining these tools, you can build applications that are not just fast, but feel truly instantaneous for millions of users at any scale.